Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Tadowski's Shelter. Today is hopefully going to be a very short and sweet video, and this is something that has been around for a while, but I wanted to make an updated video to make sure people know that it still works, but it may look slightly different. What am I talking about? Today, we're going to show you how to bypass the 10 account per device limit and enable yourself a way to add all your different accounts onto one device. Some of you may already know how to do this, and for others, this may be completely new. But I will say that for the people that already know how to do this, there may be some new things that you have not seen yet. Remember, like and subscribe for more content. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, what you like, and what you want to talk about, and try to catch those lives for live Q&A and ask me whatever the heck you want, and I can pretend to know what I'm talking about. All right, so the situation is this. You have a bunch of farms, maybe a few secondaries, maybe 5 of them, 10 of them, who knows? Maybe you have bases in multiple states and brackets. Whatever your play style is, the issue you face is this. You have 10 base accounts already established onto one device, and the add account button is grayed out, and you need to add more bases. You cannot add any more accounts to your device because the button just doesn't want to work. At least you think you can. Be aware, this process may take a few minutes of your time. It may seem a bit complicated or a waste of your time. And well, you may be right, but being able to access every one of your bases on one device that you primarily use can prove to be very beneficial in times of crisis or boredom, whatever floats your boat. The button's grayed out. What do I do? Well, first thing, if you haven't created an IM30 account with your base, this is the first thing that you need to do. The IM30 system is the developer system for saving and memorizing your bases and creating accounts that can only be accessed with a specific login and password, and even PIN if you establish it. This will bind your account to the IM30 servers. This will ensure that you will always have access to your base no matter where you log in from. Now, this process is very simple. You can do it in game, and you do this by going to bind account and then clicking on the IM30 logo at the bottom. If you don't have an IM30 account, you're simply going to create one in game. You're going to put the email address you wish your base to be associated with. Now, keep that in mind. The initial setup will require you to confirm and verify that email address as yours. So you need access to that email account in order to verify the email address. Once you input your email address, the password area is going to be the password associated with the IM30 account. You can put any password you wish in this field. This does not have to be your email address's password. This is the password simply for the IM30 account. Once you put both in and click mail login, you are going to check your email for a verification mail and then click the link in the email. Once you do that, the base will then be associated with that email and password that you input, and it will be permanently associated with both, and it will be able to be accessed by anyone that has those login credentials. Everything that relates to accounts in this game should always be referenced to the IM30 account system. Now that we have an IM30 account and you are accustomed with kind of how to create one, we want to get back to the point of this video, adding more than 10 bases to one device. We have our account list full with 10 bases, and the button to add another account cannot be touched. What do I do? The answer is much more obvious than people think. You're simply going to start a new game. Yes, a new game. There will be 3 or 4 windows asking you if you want to confirm, and some of them are probably going to look scary to you, saying things like, "This is going to erase your data. Are you sure you want to do this?" etc., etc. It won't. Your base is safe and saved on the servers as long as you created that IM30 account beforehand. As long as you have your email address and login for the IM30 account, you will always be able to pull up your base at the last stage that you left it at. So when you start a new game, your base will always be there. You just need to switch the account. So when you start a new game, this is going to create a new base and automatically add an 11th base to your device. This is where the time-consuming part may come into play. You will need to go through the initial beginning of the game. Now, this part is important because the area that you need to access will be in the menu of the new base. Now, you don't have to play for an hour or two, but this process can take about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to show you how to go through things, and I'm going to speed it up so that we can just get to the part where we need to get access to the menu. As you may be aware, once you start a new game, there are going to be a bunch of forced clicks, cutscenes, and forced tasks that most players will generally hit base 5, 6, even 8 before they even notice that you can do anything else in the game. And that can take almost an hour and feels like wasted time. Luckily, there is a way to break the forced actions much earlier than anticipated. The first break in the forced gameplay that you can access will be right when you go to build your first power plant. After you complete the initial tasks and the game asks you to build a power plant, you will follow it until it's time to officially place the power plant in your base. You will click on build, electricity, and then power plant. But before you click and drag that power plant, click the X on the bottom right of the screen, and then you'll be able to back out and go to the menu screen. Open the menu screen and then click on bind account. This is where things may get confusing for a lot of players. You are going to bind your current game to a base that you already have established. Hang in there. I know that sounds confusing. Basically, what this means is that you're going to click on bind account and then click on the IM30 logo. A screen is going to pop up asking you to create an IM30 account. But instead of putting a new email and a new password, you're going to input the email and password of an already established IM30 account. The difference is you will need to input the correct password twice. So let's say I have my account under generic@email.com with the password of 12345. I will input generic@email.com in the email account line, and in both password lines, I will put 12345. If you do this correctly, a pop-up window will state that an account already exists with this login and password. Basically, if you see this pop-up saying that this account already exists, it has just automatically added that account into your account list, bypassing the 10 base limit. To ensure that this worked, you can go ahead and back out of this screen and then go over to the switch account. If you scroll through, you'll see the 10 bases you already had, plus you're going to see the 11th account that you just input. At this point, you can add as many accounts as you wish the same exact way without even having to start over or starting a new game. You can input 20 to 10,000 bases if you so wish, and all of them will be added onto the account list for you to switch to. Now, there is a word of warning with this. Make sure that everything is input correctly, especially the email. If you input an email incorrectly, you have just bound this new game to that email, and you will not be able to add any more accounts unless you repeat the process from the start. Now, as a side note, I did notice that if you input the email incorrectly, you can change the email address. However, I'm unsure if you're able to change the password or add other accounts in the same fashion. You can attempt it if you mess up, but I implore you to check and double check before clicking confirm in the first place. Once you confirm that all the accounts you want to add are added in, you can simply switch to any one of those accounts, and then you'll be moved to that base. Now, this new base account will just vanish into the unknown. Actually, it's probably going to be in the newest state as a level 1 or level 2 base, but whatever. And that's it. So I hope this helps you out, especially those of you with multiple bases or wish to at least have access to any of your bases in case a situation arises and you need immediate access to it. So remember, like and subscribe for more. Comment, let me know if you want to discuss anything particular or you want me to make a video about something. Look for those lives. I have my new base going and I meant to keep it secret. It's not very secret, even though I wanted it to be, but I wanted to keep in touch with the changes for new players and bases and discuss the events that most people forget about. So expect some videos on the changes the developers have made and see if a fresh start may be something you want for yourself. I will say that things are very different. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Help each other out, share information with each other, look out for each other, and until next time, be safe out there.